Liberace. Nah, just kidding. I am Joleen Gross here at youtube.com/rockingguitarlessons1. This is the vocal section of our YouTube channel. And today I'm going to talk to you about something you probably need to know. I was thinking, after watching one of Mike's videos, he did a video on how he got started, what inspired him to start teaching guitar lessons. So I thought about it and I'm thinking, well, why would we talk about that? But on the other hand, I started thinking, in order for you to trust me as your vocal teacher, as a vocal teacher, see, when I talk to you as if you're one of my personal voice students sitting right here in front of me. And the whole reason that we have this YouTube channel is really to give you information and to teach you something. You know, if God's given you a gift, you're supposed to share it with people. And I'll be the first one to tell you, I am not the best vocal instructor and I am not the best singer. And I'm completely okay with that. My job is to make you the best you that you can be. And if that's inspirational, that's what I intend it to be. I intend to be inspirational to you personally. I've done a lot of public speaking. I've done a lot of public performances. And I found that my biggest joy comes from inspiring other people. And maybe that's a little bit selfish because I'm looking for that feel-good feeling too. But you know what? We all need it. We all need that pat on the back, and we all need kudos from time to time. So I thought, okay, in order to make you trust me, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me personally and what inspired me to be a singer. And I really think that I had the drive and motivation just genetically and just, you know, we're all made up of different things, but I knew at a very young age I wanted to be a performer. Some people are completely content not being in the spotlight, and others that are like me, we thrive to be in the spotlight. I absolutely hate roller coasters. I hate the adrenaline that comes with it. It terrifies me. I am the white-knuckled person hanging on for dear life, knowing that I'm going to die and plunge to my death at any moment.
It's all true.
But my adrenaline rush and my fun is getting to perform or speak in front of people. I don't know why I love it. Maybe I'm just attention starved. I don't know. And I'm okay with that too. It's who I am. And hopefully some of you can relate with what I'm saying. And if you're a shy person, that's okay too, because in my lessons and in my series, I'm going to talk to those who have fears, because don't think I don't have fear. I do. Every time the camera comes on, I'm nervous. That's normal and that's healthy.
It's all true.
We're supposed to. You're supposed to. If you were always completely comfortable and didn't have that little edge of fear, it means that you're overconfident, and we need to deal with some of that. Because overconfidence can be your complete demise just as much as underconfidence. There's a very good balance. Balance in the universe, y'all. But not trying to be new age or anything. So let me tell you a little bit about me and how things all evolved the way they did. And hopefully either my story will inspire you or something I says catches your interest. And I hope that it's enough to keep you coming back. So where do you start? I was born. Remember the movie The Jerk, Mike?
Yeah, Steve Martin.
I was born a poor black child.
Steve Martin.
Really, honestly, I was born to a single parent. I had never met my father, so my mom and my mom's mom, my grandmother, raised me. And I hadn't met my dad, but I knew, I think from the time I was 3.5, 4, that my dad was a country western singer. And so in my mind, I had idolized this country western singer, and it was around the time that song Rhinestone Cowboy came out. I honestly thought that song was written about my dad. I thought that was the epitome of who he was. Well, I was going to be a country western singer. I mean, that was it. I was going to be a singer, but I was already a hammy kid.
Joleen.
That song, Joleen, by Dolly Parton, came out the year after I was born, and I spell my name E-E-N, and they spell it E-N-E, so that name had no connection, except for my dad's stage name. My biological dad's stage name was Joe, and that's not his real name. So I was named after him, so obviously I was born into stardom. And from where we lived, see, I had heard adult conversations. You know how kids listen in? I had heard adult conversations, and I knew that for our area of town that we lived in, he was widely known. So with all that, I knew that I was destined to be a star of some kind. But I loved to sing. I remember going out on my swing set, and this is as a little tiny girl, 4 and 5, singing and making up songs and understanding song melodies, you know. I didn't play an instrument. My mom's side of the family, nobody was musical.
I tried to teach her, y'all.
My grandmother played the organ a little bit, but she just played, you know, for fun and by ear, and it never stuck. Now I'm going to tell you something a little sad. When I started singing around the house around 5, I was told by my grandmother, God rest her soul, I wasn't her favorite, let's just say that. She told me, you cannot carry a tune in a bucket. It sounds awful, you know, go outside and sing. Which most kids that would discourage. It made me want to either rebel or something. I tried even harder. Now I remember my first song that I memorized the whole thing and choreographed a dance to was Captain and Tennille's Stop, 'cause I really love you, stop, I've been thinking of you. That whole song. I choreographed it, and one day I was doing my whole number, la 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 la, and I turn around and my older sister, who is 3 years older than me, and my grandmother are standing in the doorway laughing their you-know-what's off. They were cracking up. I know they were making fun of me, but it made me even more determined to be a singer. So after that, I didn't give up. I kept singing. I've got company.
You want to show them?
I don't know if it's in the shot.
You want to show them?
Yeah, come
Call
here.
her over.
Come here. Come here. This is Evie's. Oh,
Snow Kitty.
she is furry. She's soft like a rabbit. Thanks for interrupting.
She never comes out here.
I know.
This is the first time I've ever seen this cat out here.
She likes attention too.
I suppose.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. And I'm not going to go through each age, but I did start once in school and everything. I did start pursuing music in junior high. If you've ever seen the movie Glee, now I was not a popular girl in junior high by any means, but if you have seen the show Glee, not movie, if you've seen the series Glee, I happen to be a part of a little group of nerds that got to do exactly like the kids on Glee. I mean, it is so funny. I crack up. We had control. We had creative control. And none of these kids were afraid. We were a mixed group of misfits. And it was an extreme experience to motivate me that, okay, I'm not the only oddball. So I knew I needed vocal training. And we didn't have the money for me to train. So, in the meantime, when I was 12, almost 13, I had the opportunity to meet my biological dad. And when I did, I met him and his side of the family, and I got to hear his music. I found out that my Uncle Brian was a drummer. His mother was a triple yodeler, which if you don't know what that is, please go Google yodeling or / triple yodeler. Yeah, it's not something we use every day, but it is something amazing. No, I do not have the gift to yodel.
You're not even going to try, huh?
No, yodeling, you're either really born with it or you're not, but you can fake it. Yodel. So anyways, here I find out I have this whole background of family that is completely musical, which inspires me. And then, of course, I wanted to try to play bass and all these different things. My grandfather, he played mandolin. This family was extremely musical. In fact, they're very much like my family. Now, I don't have connection with my bio dad now. Things went sour quite fast, so there is no connection there. But I know that I have those genes in me. And so then I enter high school. In junior high, I did enter choir, but in high school, I have got to tell you, Miss Stacy Delarocco, God rest her soul. She passed away of cancer in the last 2 years, but she inspired me greatly. She taught me and the rest of our group, but she would take personal time. You learned your parts because you're singing 4-part harmony. You learned your parts individually as a song, even if it wasn't the main part of the song, even if it wasn't the melody of the song. If it was the frosting around it, you learned it as if it was the song itself. Ugh, genius. She taught us how to pound out our notes and the significance of taking care of our voice. She taught me every fundamental thing that I needed to know, so that when I went on to train professionally, I had so much information. She was one of the most amazing women. And we performed in some of the most brilliant places. We did concerts. We had a lot of responsibility. And in high school, I worked my way up to the highest group. We called them madrigals. I know some people call them chamber singers, whatever. But whatever your highest high school group was. And we even did cable access TV shows. We were able to do a lot of things. After that, I got married fresh out of high school. I was 17, Mike was 19, and it wasn't because I was pregnant. It was because I was fully in love. I feel like I always need to clear that up.
Good answer.
Yeah.
No, I know.
So I marry a musician who plays guitar, and we have this passion for music together. The passion never leaves you. Once you've got the passion for singing or playing, it's either there or it's not there. And if you love to sing, hate to tell you, it's gonna be with you forever. Mm-hmm. I was able to train with a man who was blind. He was my vocal instructor. His name was David. And David, because when you're blind, think of Stevie Wonder, your ears compensate for what you're lacking. This man did not let me slide. I trained with 4 different vocal trainers, but he was the one who really didn't let me slide on notes. Now, this is something important you need to know. And I hope that you've watched this long enough. Do not turn off this channel because this is important. I was not naturally gifted as a singer. Yes, I had the desire, and yes, I had the ability, but the gift just wasn't there. I had to work hard. I had to be told time and time again, you're flat, you're singing that flat, that's not right. Correct it, listen, use your ears. And it took a long time for me to develop that. And I did get frustrated. And I did want to give up. But the passion doesn't leave you, so you're stuck there. And then a few years went by, and I trained with a man, and I am just going to say his name because he is phenomenal. Mr. Billy Purnell of Southern California. His vocal techniques are patented. They are copyrighted. So I don't use his techniques in my lessons, for one, I don't want to get sued, and for two, out of respect for Billy. When I have a vocal student here that is ready to excel he has trained with people, on American Idol, some of the Disney stars. He was the protege under Seth Riggs. If you don't know who that is, go look it up. It will blow your mind. Without name dropping, Whitney Houston and some of the other stars, just go look him up. I had the opportunity and enough money to scrape up to work with him for probably a couple of years. And that was life-changing. I don't believe I have ever had somebody work me so hard vocally. And we did warm-ups and we did exercises, and I kept thinking, geez, when are we going to get to the music? But that was me learning vocal discipline. And those are the things that I want to impart to you. Although vocals should be fun, and I think that's the difference between me and some of the other vocal trainers. I don't want to lose your attention, so I'm going to make it fun. But let me give you some of the artists that have inspired me. One of my main ones, Gloria Estefan, Gwen Stefani, back in the day, Carole King, the Eurythmics, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, come on.
Joplin.
I knew,
Joplin.
I didn't know who Janis Joplin was when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
But later on as an adult, she became a huge inspiration. I could never hit that lower register, so I always tried to gravitate to singers who maybe were singing a little high register, but I always desired to sing in that nice alto, strong range.
Heart.
Oh, Heart was one of the huge ones.
Wilson.
And of course, as a younger kid, the Go-Go's, I wanted to be that empowering chick, Cyndi Lauper. and Madonna, you know, all these women that were able to really impact me. And then I got bit by the Beatles bug. I loved it. I didn't understand when I fell in love with the Beatles. I think I was 13. I didn't know why I gravitated so hard to the Beatles, but it was the harmonies and the blend and the creativity. And no, they're, you know, you may not be a huge Beatles fan, but you have to admit some of the stuff they came up with was so advanced and so ahead of their time. Oh, look. Let it be. Let it be. That's a nice shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I said that it didn't come natural. I'm still sold on the fact that you don't have to have a natural gift to learn how to sing. All you need to do is have the passion and the desire. And no, you may not be the greatest vocalist there is, but I can definitely tell you that if you watch the series, and if you can't train with me, and if you can't, you know, if I've taken you as far as you can go, find somebody that can take you a little bit further, because your passion's not going to go away. It's just going to be there. Listen,
You want to talk about the choir? Or no?
Oh, I totally.
I just don't want you to, because I left out stuff on my first one, so I just want to point that out. That was an awesome thing, and Billy was a part of that too.
I had a really amazing, thanks Mike, I had an amazing opportunity. We were in the ministry for about 10 years, and we were asked to come and change an entire praise team. Now, if you don't know what a praise team is, in most contemporary churches, they have music before the service, okay? The church was dwindling, and if you don't think music affects a church service, let me just tell you, it is a driving force. There's an element of performance along with the spirituality. And for Christians, I do a whole series on praise and worship and building the fundamentals of worship. And if you're a Christian and you've attended those kinds of churches, there's a huge responsibility spiritually, but also there is a proper way to lead your congregation into what we call high praise and worship. And putting that aside, we were asked to come up because the music was dying in that church. And if anybody from this church watches this, I do not mean to hurt your feelings, because if you walk through the process with us, you know what I mean. The music was very dated and very, it wasn't going anywhere. And the young people were stopped coming because they couldn't relate to the music, okay? So you may agree or disagree, and that's completely fine. But from my point of view, we were asked to come in and freshen things up, and we did. And I was allowed to take a choir and direct this choir and bring in this huge, strong element. And I had this vision. I was very young. How old was I, Mike? 23?
Yeah.
I was 23 years old with a huge vision. And I was inspired, I'll tell you what, by Sister Act 2 when they did that song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
Yep.
We took that concept and we ran with it. We did a bunch of Ron Canoli music, and it was one of the highlights of me being a music instructor. I have fond memories of that, but we brought this new excitement. Our church was packed with people. They were so impacted by what we did, and I got to be a part of that, and I am forever truly grateful. And so I've got to taste all these little flavors of music. I've been the student, I've been the teacher, and I've been the director, and I've been behind the scenes too. I managed Mike's band, the Velma Fix, for 5 years. I was manager for a while and then stepped back and just helped everything behind the scenes, promotion, marketing, blah, blah, blah.
We did coffee shops too.
Oh, yeah.
Cover tunes, Clapton.
We did a lot of coffee shop shows. And listen, karaoke's huge as far as if you don't have a goal, if you don't know where to sing, if you don't do anything but sing in the shower, let me encourage you, go karaoke. Get a venue to sing at. Do something. But don't let the passion die. Okay, now I'm going to wrap it up. I'm Joleen Gross at youtube.com/rockandguitarlessons. Thank you for watching this whole thing. I hope that this little bit of personal information helps you trust me and let me lead you down the path that fulfills your passion, and let me help you out. And I would personally like to hear on the comments page, tell me how you got started. I don't care if it's a whole book. I'll read it. I promise I'll read it, and I'll reply within 3 days of that. I usually do reply within 3 days. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. Bye.
Zoom out.
Bye.
Zoom out. That was good. I feel like I learned some stuff off that from you.
You did?
Yeah, and I've known you a few decades. That's cool.
Good.
You want to wave to the camera? Bye.